Welcome back to Olympus Critics. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a like for the algorithm that does help the channel grow. So we finally got to the final episode of season 3 of From, and it was a tough one towards the end. But let's get to the stuff that started this episode off. You know, you got Boyd and Kenny talking about where the search needs to continue at, and Ellis comes through the door. And he already peeped out what Elgin was giving off, you know, in the previous episode when he was acting all creepy and weird, helping out the search party. And Ellis saw right through it, like, okay, he knows something. He know where Fatima is. And yeah, they got everybody together. They got Sarah, who, you know, I'm gonna give big praise to Sarah what she did in this episode. Like, Sarah got it done. But Boyd was like, we need Sarah, because she know this stuff be talking to her. And you got Elgin, he's getting manipulated by this place where he's actually giving into it. Like, Sarah gave into it, but she eventually got her way. She found her way back. And this episode here, you just really was like, okay, some people probably didn't like what Sarah did. I'm going to say Sarah got it done. Sarah was the MVP in this episode. What she had to do, she's like, Boyd, I know you don't want to do this, and you know you have to, but I'm gonna do it because I'm already, you know, looked at as the scariest person in the town. You know, I get blamed if somebody get taken out, and it's not the monsters, it's me. And she took it. So yeah, you know, they all interrogating Elgin. Boy, he has to make a decision. Okay, we're gonna have to torture this dude because he ain't trying to give up the information. Sarah said he ain't giving up the information, so that's what they do. He gets his hands dirty. Boyd doesn't want to do it, but he knows he's got to find Fatima. Time is clicking. You know, you got Sarah saying that, you know, the things are telling her they're gonna run out of time. She's close by and stuff, so he's doing what he has to do. But Sarah, man, even before Sarah got there, let's talk about Acosta. Acosta's gonna be a problem. She's gonna be a problem. Even though she walked in on him, torturing him, you know, Kenny didn't want him to do it, but Boyd knew they was running out of time. They gotta find Fatima before whatever's about to happen. And she's gonna be a problem next season with Boyd. And Sarah, what she did in this episode, I just thought was very admirable. You know, even though what she did to Elgin was not going to give up that information. And he was just so brainwashed by this entity that it just wasn't going to happen. And I'm going to have to do another video about Sarah, why I thought she did what needed to be done. And we got to talk about Martin, the guy in chains, how he plays a factor into this, because I have a theory about Martin. What I would say about Martin is, was Martin a creature? Was he a creature that did not want to do what these other creatures doing, or maybe he's like the guy that we saw towards the end when, you know, what happened with Jim. But I think, was Martin a creature and gave Boyd this blood to take them out? And we know that he gave Ellis this blood, and Ellis probably impregnated Fatima with this, and this is how this, you know, spoiler alert, Smiley's back. So that will be my next video. What is Martin a monster, a creature? You know, that's what we're gonna have to talk about in the next video when I drop it. But we got to get to Julie. Julie, she was time travel. She like I said, she time traveled, and we're gonna get to that final part with Jim. But she was talking to Ethan about that in the diner, and Ethan was telling her, you can't change whatever happens. You know, she was talking about, you know, saving Kenny, going back, saving Kenny's mom, but he let her know, like, nothing's gonna change. You can't change it. And you go to Victor and his dad. Victor takes him to go see his mom and his sister where he buried them. You got that moment right there where, you know, Henry he loves his son. He wants to be there for his son. For all the stuff he had to deal with alone, having to bury his family by himself, dealing with that type of trauma. But I think he's now understanding, okay, I got to be here for him, man, because he's just been here by himself for so long. He has no family. Now I'm here. I got to step up. So Henry, Victor, this was a nice season for Victor, because Victor, he has been alone there. Now he finally has his father there to support him. I think that was a nice, touching scene. But let's get down to this more serious stuff with Randall. Randall, he was about to off himself this episode. The cicada noise has really been driving him crazy these last couple of episodes. We'll see how that pans out with Julie. Marielle, she had to come in and stop him because he was about to fire. He was about to tell you that was gonna be it for Randall. It's driving him crazy. I still speculate he may try to do something next season to Boyd for leave him out there, but we did get him to open up a lot more this season. But yeah, Randall, those cicadas, if it's making him almost about to off himself, what else is it gonna make him do next season? Is he gonna start taking out people? If it's getting it to that point, we're gonna see Marielle. We haven't seen what it's doing to her, because she's been doing a good job hiding it, but Christy was able to get it out of her this episode that she's not doing too good. So we'll see what happens to Marielle, because she's the only one we have not seen, having an effect from being possessed, whatever you want to say, what happened with Julie and Randall and her with these cicadas from last season. So we'll see next season how it goes. We got to get to Tabs and Jade. So we find out that they're the reincarnations of Christopher, which I had a pretty good theory. See, that theory right there was pretty. I wasn't spot on, but it was close enough. But why he was acting so weird, why he was seeing the symbols, but he could still, like I said, this is why I said he could still break and start offing people, because Christopher did that when what's his face, Victor, was a little boy. He lost his mind, and Jade is starting to show symptoms of losing his mind. What we saw this episode, he was getting there, and Tabitha it explains why she was so comfortable with Victor and Henry. Why Victor is so comfortable with her, and now she's just a reincarnation of his mom, which is weird. But you felt for Jim, because Jim was the one that figured it out. It was musical numbers in this episode, and so he played a part in finding out the truth. He did it. And this was foreshadowed in this episode. He didn't want to go through it. He was listening to what Boyd was telling him. Hey, we need to hold on. We need to slow down. We just saw what happened when Boyd got involved. He went in too deep on what happened to some people like Julie and all them, their daughter. And he was trying to warn Jade, though. Hey, maybe we need to chill out right quick. Get some more information before we start off popping off stuff. They didn't listen. They went out there, played that music, got all the kids to come out, and they found the information. Because we saw this in the previous seasons, that this place did not like that Jim and Tabitha were trying to find answers. We said that. We said they was gonna start in this earlier season. We saw that they start toying with Jim, messing with him, sending him on calls from his deceased son. And now you got Tabitha. She found a way out, and then she came back in with her information, knowing the truth, and now she just won't stop. This place was like, okay, y'all don't want to stop. Okay. And so this is why I felt for Jim, because when he found out, when she's told him that Jade and her are reincarnated beings and stuff, and you just see the shook on his face, like, yo, man, this is my family, I mean, you laying a lot on me right now. And you felt for Jim, because he's been trying to be a father, he's been trying to be a husband, he's been trying to be a protector of his family, and she's laying all this on him in this town. And on top of that, you get Julie, who time travels. A future Julie appears. And I was sitting here like, something's about to pop off. Why is she saying she's panicking? She's like, you need to get back into town. And you see this strange figure comes in. The guy from the phone, from the first episode, like the first season, who warned Jim about digging those holes. This entity, he appears. And he was creepy. And he takes out Jim. And now we got to figure out what this is who Martin was talking about. What's Martin was talking about? Because yes, you got Boyd, they found Fatima. They found Fatima, the entity. She takes the little thing out. Now it's a good thing they found Fatima, because she would have bled out if they didn't find Fatima. So they found Fatima. Boyd follows this entity down, and Smiley's back, the creature. And now you got this entity that knows how to manipulate people, and you got this other one that just appeared and just took out Jim. Now you got these two. Were these the two that what's his face was warning Boyd about? And how do you even fight them? How do you even fight these two? Now they just can come and manipulate people, and you got one that could just come in broad daylight and take you out. How do you fight against that? So now it's just not the creatures now. Now they got to worry about these two entities now. This new threat that Martin warned what's his face Boyd about, that they were just the tip of the spear. How do you fight against these two entities? And they know how to bring back the creatures. If you take them out, they're just gonna find somebody. But I suspect that Ellis played a part in that, with it being in his blood. So stay tuned for the next video, because we gotta talk about Sarah and Martin in that next two, because I don't want this video to be too long. But it was a great season, man. I had a fun time. I'm glad I finished this season, dropped these videos, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is gonna pop off in season 4? What had you like your mouth just dropped in this episode? Do you think Jim is gone? I think he's gone. Do you like the idea of Julie time traveling? What do you think about these new threats with these two entities playing? Elgin. I don't even feel sorry for Elgin. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for Elgin. He got it got him. He didn't listen. Sarah had to do what she had to do. But let me know what you guys think about this episode. I'm excited that it got renewed for season 4, but let me know. I'll get you guys later.